this video, I am talking to you guys about South Africa. Since I came to South Africa, I have been getting a lot of questions regarding coming to South Africa, moving to South Africa, cost of, travel, food, apartment, and all that. So I thought it's only fair for me to do a video that will, give you more information about South Africa. Because there are countries that do not require visa, others do. For example, for Kenyans, you need a visa in order to come to South Africa. So the visa application process is quite easy, but if you don't know, you might complicate it. My number one advice is that do not use an agent. Do not. I feel like I got played. So I used an agent because I thought I want this to be done fast and I don't want to move up and down and stuff like that. So I got an agent. They told me it was $160 to get the South African visa. I was like, okay, this is expensive, but you know what? It's probably worth it. Then later on, they were like, it's 120. So I was like, oh, okay, this guy actually reduced the price for me. Oh, he's so nice, So, awesome. I went with it, and the process, it was kind of smooth, but not really, because I felt like I was still doing a lot. If I'm still doing a lot, why am I paying you? Anyway, finally, where I felt so much pain is that when we got to the embassy, I thought the agent would deal with all that and I would just go for my visa. Apparently not. So the day came and I had to go and deliver my passport to the embassy, because this is where they put your visa. So we got there, I followed the whole process, and then when it came to the payment, they said it is $50. And I'm like, what? $50? And I had paid $120 to the agent. So I'm like, why the $120? I felt so played, because at this point I realized that the agent took $70, which is 7,000 Kenyan shillings. And the embassy, which is doing the whole process and making the whole thing possible, took $50. So how can the agent, who is just helping out with some paperwork, get $70 and the embassy, the South African embassy, get $50? How can he get more? It's supposed to be the other way around. And still it's supposed to be a little bit way less. So I feel like if I did it by myself, I would have saved a lot of time and money. So I would advise you, if you want to get a visa, please do not use an agent. Usually the process is quite simple and they help you out a lot with any information you need. You can get all the information you need about visa to any country online. But if you want to be sure, you can still go to the embassy of the country. After I had left my passport, the process took about 5 working days. I was called for an interview at the South African embassy. Luckily, it went well, and I left with my visa. So this is what the South African visa looks like. Yeah. And thank God it is multiple entry, meaning I can come as much as I want. I just have to not overstay. You understand? Once you got your visa, the other thing you require is your yellow fever card. This, because I'm not going to any country that has let me in without this yellow fever card. So the ticket to South Africa is like $700, $800. There's even $1,000, which is like 100,000 Kenyan shillings. But guys, we were so lucky. It's like unbelievable. It's like it was on offer. I do not know. But we managed to get a flight for just $240. Which is about 24,000 Kenyan shillings. You don't get this every day. It was actually on offer all other days. And all other airlines are like over $500, but luckily we got this flight. It's unbelievable. Once you're in South Africa, you'll realize that South Africa is like one of the most developed countries in Africa. South Africa is literally on another level. It's just so beautiful, and that the cost of living might be a little bit high because South Africa has one of the strongest currencies in Africa. Only 15 rand make a whole dollar. Like, South African currency is quite strong. So if you're coming from a country where your currency isn't so strong, you might find it a little bit expensive. Yeah, because you have to spend a lot of money to sustain yourself. However, generally speaking, I have found that South Africa is quite affordable depending on how you want to live your life here. So there's this area in South Africa that is called Sandton. It is the most expensive place in Africa.
So this area of Joburg is actually very expensive. They have luxurious restaurants, posh places. So that means the cost of food is high.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yo, it's so big.
You see like it's bubbling.
What's the name of this drink again?
Turkish delight.
Turkish delight, I've heard of it.
Because this one, you see this candy inside is Turkish delight. So you have to take the candy as well. Like you eat the candy.
Oh, wow. It's so good.
There's lots of alcohol inside. Come on, you guys.
So this place is so expensive. Just the drinks went for 300 rand, which is about $20.
So this was breakfast right next to Mandela Square.
So if drinks are that expensive, you can only imagine how much food will go for. Probably double or triple the same price.
Better yet, instead of that, you can go out, eat out. There are some joints, though there are not so many. You could find them if you look for them in the streets that are a little bit more affordable. The food is really, really good and it's more affordable. So I found that to be, you know,
I mean, it's 40 rand, so you're saving. I mean, especially
saving a
when
lot
you're
of
traveling
money.
on a budget as well.
Yeah.
I mean, because people think like Sandton is a very
expensive
place, but we're just trying to show you it is, but also you could have places that you could go and eat for.
Oh yeah.
So like, and this meal, I mean, if you're not like a food monger, this could take you for the day.
Yeah,
Because most people just wake up late, have lunch, explore,
Exactly.
back to sleep. So $2 meal, perfect, chicken.
And they haven't seen bottled water here. I mean, plastic bottled water, like almost all water bottles are kind of fancy like this. I'm sure you could get there. You guys, there's plastic water bottles here, yeah? Or is it
but
all
not
of
in
them look
hotel-
like this?
No, but in restaurants it's only that.
Oh,
They don't
yeah, in
have, like,
restaurants.
bottle plastic. Plastic you can only get them in like supermarkets, but otherwise it's only.
There you have it, guys. And this water bottle goes for about 30 rands, guys. Like, it's just water. Why is it in such a fancy bottle? But then this is South Africa for you, you know.
But you could also drink tap water. It's safer here. You
Oh,
can just
yeah, I
order
hear tap water
with
is very
lemon
safe.
and ice, and it's free and it's safe. So
Oh, nice.
you don't have to buy.
There you had it, guys, from the man himself.
Javinci. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.
Ooh. Better yet, I found the best way to survive is instead of eating out every day, you just shop in a supermarket. If you live in an Airbnb, cook in the house. You know, that will save you a lot. Oh my god, that will save you so much. It will cut you down more than half, you know, what you use when you go to eat out. Another thing is the transportation. So when we're here in
Johannesburg, we use Uber, which in a day could cost about $40 going to in the morning and coming back in the evening. But luckily we have a friend who is a fan who takes us around, so all we have to do is buy fuel, which could cost, you know, about half the price.
The cheapest way to move around Johannesburg, as I have found out, is to move by public means. So they have these public cars that they call taxi. We call them matatus in Kenya. They call them trotro in Ghana, but here they call them taxi. The small mini buses, or you can still use the bigger buses. They are way cheaper and way affordable. But if you want to use a public car, you can use Uber or Taxify. I have been informed that here in South Africa, Taxify is almost half the price of Uber, or they're like, Taxify is way affordable than Uber. So when it comes to an apartment, if it depends on the area where you stay, the price will depend on the area you stay. For example, we have Sandton here in Joburg. It is like so expensive to stay there. Airbnbs there go from about $50 to $100 going up. Airbnbs there, for example, go from $50 to $100, even more than that. It's quite expensive. But when you are like in the outskirts of the CBD or the major town, you find that the price of the Airbnbs, you know, they go down. So you can get a really good looking place for an affordable amount. So it depends on what you want. If you want the convenience, if you want, you know, to be in the city, the bustling city, you're gonna have to pay a little bit more. But if you wanna, you know, chill, relax, you know, go to the city once in a while, meaning you live in the outskirts, you're gonna pay a little bit cheaper. For example,
$33 only. If you want to see a full South African house tour, just leave a comment below and I'm going to do it.
I have been warned by so many people that South Africa, that you should be careful in South Africa, even South Africans themselves, because of mostly robbery and stuff like that, pickpocketing. So what we do is that we go out a little bit early and then we come back before it gets dark. So we make sure that we are safe, you know, at least as much as we can, like we do our parts. And then also we always go out with a local. You don't go out by ourselves because we don't know the city well, you know. So yeah, we go out with a local. And then I have seen police here and there, so Joburg is not that insecure, especially if you're inside the mall. You feel quite safe because there is security. But when you're walking outside the streets, you realize that there are not so many people walking outside, you know. Sometimes you're driving even in a street and you see the street is empty and it is midday and you're told you cannot walk there because it is not safe. So that is quite scary, you know. But if you're with a local, it's best to move in a car, you know. That's it. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you find this information helpful. Yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And subscribe if you haven't already. Is there anything else you want to know about South Africa? Leave it in the comment section below and I'll be sure to answer it.